Talking with Quinn. Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video in the series Talking with Quinn. Of course, I am your host, The Quinn, and after a long break, I am back with another inspirational interview. Today's guest is from New York. She is a visually impaired wife, mother, a model, and an entrepreneur. Yes, today we will be interviewing the founder of none other than NotMyEyes. So grab some popcorn, sit back and relax as she shares her journey, inspiration, and what she does to help the blind community. Also, stick around to find out more about her business and how she has been breaking barriers despite all challenges. But before I bring on our guest, please be sure to like the video if it inspires you, subscribe if you're new, and share it with others who you think it would motivate. Also note that the instrumentals for this video have been provided by Inner Sanctum Entertainment Ltd. Now, without further ado, let's welcome the one, the only, Mrs. Annalie Bowen-Smith.
Hi everyone.
Alright, so I am glad to have you on the show today. So as usual, we're going to start out with the basics. Let's hear a bit about your background. How was life for you growing up?
A phenomenal life. Actually, I was born in the beautiful island of Barbados, and I was the only girl and the youngest amongst three. It was just a sweet growing up, I shall say. A mother who took care of us and a father who was a part of the Barbados Defense Force. You know, it was just a normal life for my brothers and myself.
Awesome! Fresh out of the Caribbean. So I mentioned to my viewers that you are visually impaired. When and how did that come about? And how did you handle it?
Well, when I first found out, I was at the age of 13. My brother and I got diagnosed at the same time, same day, what have you. So I was 13, he was 15. And that day that we received the news, it was very devastating to both of us. But unfortunately for my brother, he took it and he dwelled on it. But with me, even though I was devastated, I took my devastation into determination. And I didn't let it stop me. I learned to deal with my visual impairment and also how to adapt life, daily living skills with my visual impairment.
Awesome! It's always great when you can make good out of any situation. So what would you say is your biggest motivation? What pushed you to break barriers despite the challenges?
Now, I would say my motivation will be my daughter. But back then, it was just basically me just being the person that I am, was very motivated. No one motivate me but myself. But as for now, that's why it's a two-part answer for me. It'll be my daughter. Even just to show her that despite of anything, any issues that you're going on in life, unconditionally, you still have to fight for whatever that you're so passionate about. So it's setting an example to her. So motivation is definitely within her.
It's always great to have something that is a constant reminder that helps to encourage and push you on your journey. So given what was going on in your life at that time, what made you choose this path? What encouraged you to become a model?
Okay, so as I always stated, you know, I come from a family that always like to dress up. I mean, always bring out their Sunday best from head to toe. So from young, I always knew of the best of the best. My mom always dressed me up and made sure that everything is put into place from top to bottom. So as I, started to get to know myself into the teenager stage, when I knew myself to go shopping for myself, I always had an eye for fashion. And I always tried to match and, collaborate colors and different outfits and different designs and what have you. So this is how it got me into fashion. And then it went from dressing to actually taking pictures and, posting them when social media started, to be about. just going forth and doing what I have to do, despite of what anybody say, because I always have this attitude like, listen, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And from there, I got so many likes and so many comments. One day, my daughter's godmother had told me, you should go into fashion, which I did. And, from there, it was a bit challenging, but I am where I am right now as far as me being a model and who I am.
All right. It's always great when you don't allow anything to stop you from doing what you love. So tell us a bit more about your modeling career. We want to hear more about your journey, experience, and accomplishments.
Okay, so in 2018, I started off, as I mentioned, taking pictures and what have you, posted them. And I basically submit my pictures into a agency. At first, it wasn't successful at all. I also signed up for a competition over here in the States called Finding Ashley Stewart. It's a non-franchise store, plus size store in the States. I didn't make it to the finals, but there was one judge who saw me and she was inspired by me, and she spoke to me on the side and she said, listen, just continue doing what you have to do. Don't stop. You're beautiful. If you want this that bad, you go all the way for it, despite of anything. So a year later, that same agency, I submitted my pictures again and I was signed. I worked for them for a couple of months and I got gigs and what have you, but it wasn't plentiful for me, I would say. And plus they weren't matching up to the deal that was proposed to me. However, 2020 is where I submitted myself to another modeling competition where I had modeled. I had to compete against experienced models. I became the runner-up for that competition. I met my model coach, Miss Jeannie Ferguson, who had trained me. We had trained numerous hours on the signature walk, poses, and what have you. Really work hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and invested a lot of time and money into these trainings. So 2020 into early 2021, I was basically a part of a photo shoot where, I was able to submit my pictures to different places and companies and what have you. I gained the experience of becoming one of a visually impaired person to be a part of a short film called The Way We Were, a COVID story. Okay, execute that. And then the next month in February into March of 21, I was featured in MTM Model Magazine. After that, I was featured in Queen Size Magazine as one of the plus size models. And in June of 21, I became the first visually impaired cover girl for Smooches Women Magazine. Success did not stop there. August of 21, that same competition that I was runner-up the previous year, I actually won that and became the brand ambassador for the Curvaceous Boutique, where I was featured in many other magazines. Women Empowerment Magazine, I was interviewed twice for CBC Barbados Good Morning. Got many interviews from newspapers and, different magazines, not to be mentioned. And that's how my modeling career started. And it's still, ever since then, it's still been going. So I'm really grateful for the success that I have experienced so far. And, I thank God that he's still continuing, because they haven't stopped there. There's so much other projects that I have done since then. So everything that has happened, God has put it in my lap.
Wow, that's awesome. And I love the fact that you were down at first. It was not how you wanted it to be. But despite the challenges, you pushed nevertheless. And look at where you are today.
Amen.
So what advice would you have for the persons out there in the blind and visually impaired community who would love to become a model, but they need some encouragement?
Well, sky's the limit. Don't ever give up. Don't ever doubt yourself, because me knowing myself, I always was very determined. I always persevere. I'm the type that like a challenge. So if you are like me, like I said, sky's the limit. continue to persevere. Don't stop. Even though your back might be against the wall or things seems like everything that's coming at you is hindering you from doing what you want to do, what's your dream, what's your goal, your accomplishment, whatever it definitely, whether it's modeling or whatever in life, you just don't stop. Keep going, keep pushing. Yes, I know for sure that I bother the hell out of a lot of people, but you have to ask questions. You have to be persistent. You have to be consistent. Most of all, you have to be committed. So sky's the limit. Continue, keep pushing, be consistent, and also be positive. Be positive. Don't ever think negative.
Oh yes, that's all right. So we mentioned the fact that you're a wife, a mother, and a model. But I also mentioned that you are an entrepreneur. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Annalie Bowen-Smith is the founder of none other than NotMyEyes LLC, a non-profit organization and a registered charitable organization that is located in
New York.
Yes, located in New York. So here is the first thing I want you to tell us. What is NotMyEyes? What is your organization all about?
Oh, wow. Well, NotMyEyes was originated in October of 21. Being the fact that I had won that competition, I had a platform that I had to create on my own to give back to the community. So being the fact that I am a part of the community, I am visually impaired, I wanted to give back because really and truly, I look at there's so many awareness that is brought forth to the attention of society for many other disabilities or many other, causes and what have you. But we always left behind in the dark and behind the scenes. So as a visually impaired model, I, created NotMyEyes, which our motto is to walk by faith and not by sight. And literally, that's exactly what it is. So where we had our very first show, April 9th last year, and I had 15 models who were visually impaired and blind, who were able to walk the runway with fierce confidence and also finesse. And I had a variety of 5 different designers from Ashley Stewart, Robert E. Knight, Legendary LLC, and Curvaceous Boutique. These ladies rip and run that runway. Some use escorts and some use they cane. It was the first show, as it was titled in one of the newspapers that was present. It was Inspiration on the Runway. So we showed society that day, and we also broke barriers that despite of our disabilities, we want to show that we can accomplish anything through beauty and fashion. It's also empowerment and a sisterhood and upliftment for the visually impaired and blind communities, because at times we always get put down by society because we cannot see. Our vision is very poor, and right away they feel that we are incapable of not doing anything in life. So we get shut down a lot. But with NotMyEyes, we uplift. We also show camaraderie between the 15 young ladies that model that day. And up to this day, they all are still in touch with each other. They're uplifting each other and empowering each other, that if they can do it, there's others out there that can do it. Because you might have a young lady right now at the age of 10 or younger or older that feels that they are incapable, who's visually impaired and they're incapable. So NotMyEyes is to uplift and show the world that, once again, despite of our disabilities, that you are important, you're beautiful, you can do it. Don't let anything stop you from your dreams.
I love the fact that you're encouraging persons in the blind and visually impaired community. You have given them a platform to shine on the runway despite their disabilities. So other than the NotMyEyes annual fashion show, what other services does your organization provide?
Okay, so other than that, we also provide a modeling competition through the same brand, Curvaceous Boutique. where that young women who are plus size, who can model and compete to be the next Capable Curves. So Capable Curves was actually originated through Not My Eyes because of the very first show that we did in April of last year. A few women were selected to be a part of the Capable Curves competition. They were able to compete against each other once again through fashion. They were very creative with the outfits because they ranged from 4 different categories where they had swimwear, the curvaceous look, the curvy look, and also the formal wear. And we had our very first winner, Brittany Nicole. And from there, she was able to be the brand ambassador for Not My Eyes. Also, we had our runner-up, Lisa Dunkley. She's not just the runner-up, but she was also granted the social media diva. And through Not My Eyes and Capable Curves, these young ladies were acknowledged through many different magazines. And also they get acknowledgement through different ways of media as well.
All right, so your organization has been doing a lot in the blind and visually impaired community. So what is your mission? What are your goals for this organization?
Our mission is broad. Where we, like I had stated before, we have started off with the young ladies modeling. Now this year as I stated, this is our second year. So we are going to do a trial period where we're going to introduce the men who are visually impaired. I'm very excited about that because with the registration we have been having right now, we've been having a lot of male who will be interested in modeling for the fashion show. Who's to say next year we might be introducing the teenagers? We never know. But our mission is basically to, continue doing what we're doing and adding on many different services. Right now, as I mentioned, we have our model coach where that we can have runway sessions for the vision impaired and blind with the runway coach. And also my next biggest dream is actually to start to design clothes for the visually impaired and the blind community as well.
All right, awesome. So I heard you talking about including males for this year. So that means that you currently have some auditions going on or coming up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's hear more about those.
Well, yes, right now we have auditions. The flyer was actually released on the day before Christmas, I do believe. And our audition date will be January 28th. It will be a virtual casting audition and it will start at 12 p.m. sharp. There will be a panel of designers, which we have Mr. Robert E. Knight, Miss Tiff Scott from Curvaceous Boutique, the infamous Jeannie Ferguson Plus model, and myself as well. So that day we will be looking and also judging upon those who register. They bring their confidence and also they will bring forth their best runway walk. We did mention no experience needed. I know there will be some out there who will have that high energy, and that's what we're looking for. We also mentioned that you could use your cane or guide dog or whatsoever. So right now we have about 35 to 40 registration going strong. And as each day passes, we're getting more. So I'm truly excited and cannot wait to see the selection that we're going to have for the next year. For the April show.
Awesome. So those are the requirements. You must be blind or visually impaired. You can be either male or female. No specific size is required and no modeling experience is needed. But what about location? Do the persons registering for your fashion show have to be in the US?
Well, if they're willing to travel and, as I mentioned throughout our letters, that, is not a paid event, you're more than welcome. You're responsible for your travel and your hotel arrangement because everything else is covered from makeup to, even to the point that you're actually keeping the clothes that you're modeling in. Definitely, if you're willing to travel and you can afford that, anyone is welcome. Once you're visually impaired or blind, and you have that high energy to bring forth for our fashion show.
All right, awesome stuff. So what platforms are you guys on? Where can persons go to see your past and upcoming events, different pictures and updates that you post, and to view more information about your organization?
You could definitely find Not My Eyes on Facebook, which is Not My Eyes Showcase. And also we have Not My Eyes also on LinkedIn. You can definitely look me up, Anna Smith. I'm on Facebook, and that's the name, Anna, ANNA Smith. And on Instagram, I am plus model Annalie. And I'm still working on my TikTok. So yes, but and if you are interested in audition after hearing this interview, you can definitely register by emailing notmyeyesfoundation@gmail.com. And last but not least, thanks to our dearest hosts who have built our website, you can find more information about Not My Eyes and who I am and the other ladies that are participating. You could go to notmyeyes.com.
Great! So all of your platforms will be linked below for my viewers to access them. So before I end this interview, I have 2 quick bonus questions for you, just for the fun of it. What do you love to do in your spare time?
Travel the world.
All right, you go, girl. Travel the world. And do you have a favorite runway pose?
Yes. That my daughter always say that I always do all the time. My runway pose is hand on the hip. And I always have the hand on the hip, the smallest part of our hip.
All right. I see you. So do you have any last words before we go?
Yes. I would say take me serious. And as I mentioned before, sky's the limit. Don't ever doubt yourself. Let your dreams be bigger, much bigger than your doubts.
Well, that is it, guys, for this episode of Talking with Quinn. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to today's guest and this video has been inspiring to you. If it has, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and share it with all the persons that you know. Remember that all of Anna's information will be provided down below in the description. Thanks again for watching, and now let's hear from our sponsors for this video. Presenting Not My Eyes, a non-profit organization catering for the blind and visually impaired community, founded by Annalie Bowen Smith, a visually impaired model. Her aim is to showcase strength, independence, and beauty through fashion. Hence, the launch of the Not My Eyes fashion show. Each year, we select numerous women to participate in our annual fashion showcase, which gains attention from a variety of news media, magazines, and photographers. They go through a trail of auditions and even experience runway training from a model coach. From the DJ to the MC, every participant of the show is either partially or completely blind. We provide services such as mentorship to bring out the best in persons who lack self-esteem and confidence. We give these ladies a chance to shine despite their disabilities. They get the opportunity to take the stage with confidence, show off the work of talented designers, and most of all, give back to the community. All while proving that their disability does not limit them. So on the behalf of this organization, we are seeking monetary donations to support our cause and movement. Be a part of this move to promote beauty, confidence, and upliftment to those who underestimate their capabilities. Partner with us to help us pay for all of the expenses relating to our fashion show. You can find more information about us and how you can donate at notmyeyes.com. That is notmyeyes.com. Or you can email us at notmyeyesfoundation@gmail.com. Help us to keep shining bright as we walk by faith and not by sight.